All right, guys, we got it bad. We're going to talk about Usher tonight. It's Lanaya A. We're live. We're talking about Usher. We're talking about Keke Palmer. We're speaking about Keke Palmer's baby daddy. We're speaking about Leodis. And a lot of people are saying that we knew that Keke and her man had problems when they named that child Leodis, but that's up to them about the name thing. However, I want to share this that we have to talk about relationships tonight. So bring it. Oh, we'll be starting in just a few. Let it go. We've been fell apart. Go our separate ways. You baby, you baby. Let it burn. It's like 11 days, 14 hours. Okay, guys, I'm just a little excited tonight because I took care of something very important in my life that I had to do. Hey, Evie, I see Evie Biename here. Hey, boo. What's up, Evie? What's up, mama? What's up? So yeah, we're having a little fun this evening. It's your girl and I'm live, obviously, right? I haven't been live with you guys in a while because of life challenges, motherhood, you name it. And of course, a lot of weird stuff has been happening to your girl as of late. But we're going to get into that later. Tonight, I just got off of the phone with a very phenomenal woman in our community. And I want you all to share and like this. And if you are watching, like a few of you are for sure, then I would love for you to tap in. If you can tap in, if you want to share any commentaries. I'm not going to be on for too long. And the reason being is because I got to get back to my sunshine, the sun of my life, of my youth, of my everything. And if you all know me, you know that I take being a mother very seriously. And as of late, since King, let's just real quick talk about King. As of late, King been doing some really out of pocket stuff because he has a babysitter now and he's around bigger boys. And you all know about boys. Boys will be boys, right? So with that being said, if anybody wants to definitely tap on in, I'm putting the Zoom link here. Join, wait, yeah, come on Zoom if you want to come on Zoom now, right? So let's do this so you guys can have a piece of this pie. 436-905. I think it's 905, or is it 903? 903-4585. No password necessary needed. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So let's talk for just a few minutes. As I said, I've been taking care of quite a few things as of late. That's why you all haven't seen me live. But furthermore, King is getting bigger. He's a year plus now. I'm planning a big like thing for him. So stay tuned about that. And also, fam, like life be life in. If you know anything about me, you'll know that I'm super busy all the time. And as of late, things again have been super weird. And I'll get to that in a minute, but I just wanted to make sure that all of you are with me this evening. And if you want to join me again to join this conversation, please, please, please just drop, come on in. It's on Zoom. So we're on Zoom right now, right? And so the reason why I wanted to do this show, let's jump right into it. The reason why I wanted to do this show this evening is because of relationships. Evie, King is so big, beautiful, amazing. But like the Haitians like to say, King is really disorder. He has two like little big brothers, like one is 6, and one is 2, and he follows in their footsteps. Nobody really prepared me about like the childcare thing and how little people will emulate big people's behavior. I thought I was going to be later on in life, but he's a year and he's starting his mess. But that's okay. We're going to talk about that later. Tonight, fam, tonight, Evie, we're talking about Keke Palmer and her sexy body. We're talking about her baby daddy that's out of control, in my mind. We're talking about Usher, who done been married and divorced 17 different times. But we love Usher. We love Usher. I call him Usher because somebody said that a long time ago. We're also going to talk about the dynamic of relationships as it presents itself in 2023. And then we're going to talk about just staying away from toxic people altogether. So if you guys want to join, again, come on and join me because it's a very serious topic that I definitely want the community to join me on. So as you all know, last week, right, there has been tremendous, I mean, tremendous talk about Usher, aka Usher Raymond, and Keke Palmer at this event that he was performing at, and how her baby daddy, excuse me, went insane and just went on the blogs. But you know what's so funny, fam? Not that it's funny, like cool funny, but it's funny, interesting how while that was taking place, we also had another baby father because theoretically they're not married. I think it's like off face or something. Anyway, Cardi B is supposed to be husband person, literally was going off about Cardi B cheating on him, which I have an idea that that wouldn't be true because literally that girl, Cardi B, is so obsessed with her man. Is it off phase, off track, off beat? One of them, whatever his name is. Quavo, I think got killed. God bless his soul. But whatever. Her man is literally so crazy because she's so obsessed with him. How you think she gonna go around and cheat? But anyway, that's another story. What we saw though in the blogs and in the news all week about our friend Keke and her man was very startling because it gave me abusive vibes. It gave me, I did not know I married a celebrity or I got with a celebrity and now I'm losing my damn mind. It gave me, I even put a damn ring on it and now I'm losing my whole life. So at the end of the day, I would like to share my thoughts. And again, I encourage anybody with any thoughts to join me now. I'm tagging a few people that are married, that are not in relationships, that, talk about relationships on social media, because my desire tonight is to get a conversation going about how we really feeling about this situation. The reason why it's imperative that I actually talk about it too is for the following reasons. In 2023, dating is very interesting to me, right? And the reason being is because we have so many different acronyms. Hey, brother Dre, I'm so happy you on. We have so many acronyms, we have so many situations and potential love things that are happening that it's almost like weird to say that people have complete control on their spouses. Never mind the fact that you're dating or you've got a major celebrity pregnant and you had a baby with a multi-million dollar making woman. Not saying it's a thing that women that are bosses or that have a lot of money or whatever should be cheating on men, because that's not the case at all. It's the mere fact that, did you not know what you're getting yourself into, sir? And the same should go for women too, when women get into certain situations. Now, here's what I want to say about that. And of course, I may get tremendous kickback or pushback or whatever. As you all know my story just a little bit, because I only share what I want to share, but it's all the truth. I've been proposed to, engage, ran away from several marriages. Matter of fact, one of the things that I do very well, I did very well, is run away from like prophetic people, mothers primarily, who would be like, I have a message from God that you're supposed to be my daughter-in-law. Ma'am, why is it that God didn't speak to me about your son and your son and I, right, getting married? Why did God go all the way to you, ma'am, to tell you that message, but he bypassed me and I'm the one that's going to give him my love, my life, my soul, and all of that jazz? Make it make sense, please. So what people fail to understand that is, in 2023, not only do we have a number of ways that relationships can go through, there are so many external and internal situations. There are so many people that speak into people's lives, whether or not you want them to or whatever. There are people that are always trying to hate sometimes. So there's like mysticism, there's spiritualism, there's prayers that be happening against people, there's prayers that be trying to come forward to attract people. Listen, it's a lot. And I had to talk about this tonight because my main consensus is that this man, which we don't even know his name. Honestly, I could Google his name, but it's not even a thing for me to know brother man's name at this point because he's really straight bugging. You're going on social media crying a river about a young lady that has a body yaddy yaddy. Like, honest to God, I think what happened, and I want you guys to leave your comments. I know a lot of you are texting me, but I'm not looking at the comments. Please come on if you can, and be a part of this conversation if you want to be, because I'm not even able to look at the comments real quick. I think what occurred with Mr. Man, aka Leodis's dad at this point, is when he got with, I want to say this very clearly, when he got with little Miss Keke, little Miss Keke had a little Miss Keke body. She was not a thick young lady. She barely had a booty. Like, if you look at Keke Palmer then and now, which they've done the side-by-side thing, you'll notice that Keke Palmer was literally very petite, and now she's not even fat, and she is thick. So I think he done lost his mind because that girl got a little booty and a little body, and he's like, where you going? And she's like, I'm going out. You never put a ring on it. So therefore, we're not married. Again, that doesn't justify cheating. But another point I want to make, and I'm going to be very, very clear about, is we don't know what's going on behind closed doors in their home. So this man may be perceived as a nice young man because he cares about the whereabouts of his lady. He cares about what she got out here doing with Usher and stuff. But at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know the foolishness that he puts her through. And I would like to say that we also don't know the foolishness that she may be putting him through. But if you notice something in every single one of the pictures before this whole thing has happened, and of course, a lot of you are not going to be going through every picture, and I don't want you to. But what you'll notice is Keke is always extremely happy in these pictures. She's always giving the love. She's always giving the attention. She's always like right there giving kisses and showing all this attention to this man. And oftentimes he's just like chilling or what have you. You understand what I mean? Just like, okay, Keke, I love you too, whatever, whatever. And so what ends up happening is, for the person that's really affectionate and who gives a whole lot. Hey, brother James, what's up, best friend? I want you to chime in, Mr. Celebrity. What happens oftentimes too is this: if you have, right, and this is just coming from the outside looking in. If you have somebody in a relationship that's always giving, that's always caring, always giving kisses, and is really affectionate because that's their love language, and then you have the opposite happening with the other person, even though it's said that opposites attract, you have to understand sometimes that person that's always giving, giving, giving is going to be like, well, I need a little something back. This blank stare that you have, sir, or this lack of personality trait that you have, or the fact that I'm not getting like much reciprocation, that's kind of something that I didn't sign up for. So I feel like it could be one of those factors. Of course, you all can tell me if I'm wrong, but that's something that I feel has been happening because I look at all the pictures and I'm somebody that likes to read into things sometimes a little too much. I'm not going to hold you. Oftentimes I'm always on point with like my discerning spirit self because I am a woman of God, even though tonight I have my little shoulders out, but I'm not showing no breast, right? So therefore, thank you for all the love. Keep sending love and please sending all your comments. And again, if you want to join, the number is, I believe, 436-903-4585 to join me on Zoom because I'm not going to be here much longer. But I have to share that if you are the loving kind of person, if you desire to be with somebody loving, you have to attract that into your life. Like we cannot, and I say we because I am very affectionate. Like people may think I'm not because I don't show that side very often. Because why? And get your feelings hurt and people just step on your heart and run it over. Like, no, right? But I will say this: when I'm with the right person, what your girl Anaya A is a giver. I'm a lover. I'm a caretaker. Obviously, y'all know I'll be caring for people and taking care of people. That's one trait that people know for sure, right? But here's another thing: if I am giving, I would like something in return. Not that I'm saying I'm giving you, so you need to give me back. No, I'm saying that if you see that I'm putting forth the effort, meet me halfway. Let's do this thing together. Don't be so selfish, whether it's in the bed, whether it's in, the gift giving, space, whether it's even, I want to say, just in general with time, right? With time, with energy, right? So people need to just realize that reciprocation is a big thing. And if your partner is actually trying, meet them halfway. I'm not a relationship guru, but I have set people up in the past. Obviously, I got something going on because people try to marry me often. I run from a lot of people. Let's put it this way. Let me tell y'all a quick story because your girl and I is gonna keep it 100. And this is actually one of my friends on Facebook, but they'll know who they are, but their wife and stuff won't, but they weren't married at the time. None of us were married at the time and making this production. I'm just kidding. So many years ago, right? Like this man fell in love with me. And mind you, we never kissed, we never hooked up. I don't do that. Like a lot of people be thinking, Anaya, you be hoeing. You in all these pictures with all these men's and blase blah, and I'm all over the place. Yes, I'm traveling, I'm meeting men often. And I want to emphasize that because I have the personality, like aggressive, a male personality, testosterone full, whatever. That's because I grew up with men. I grew up with brothers. I grew up with a father that's batshit crazy. I grew up with so many men. Like I played basketball. I played football. I be on the courts. Like the bottom line is this: I'm very like, what's the word? I'm not that feminine like people may think or whatever. So, and I love to work out, I love to run and all of that. So that has to do with my personality type. And I guess the way I was raised, always being out and about and being in a field, playing games and all of that, right? Like making my parents made sure that we were super, super active. And they're from the islands. So playing stuff like football, aka soccer, was a huge thing. Playing basketball, karate, like you name it. So I had to preface that by saying, when people see certain women, right? Women in business, women in entertainment, women in power with a lot of men, oftentimes it's misconstrued that we're sleeping around with these men. And one of the things that people should be aware of is that's not the truth at all. It oftentimes is the total opposite because we know how men think. how men behave, what they're looking for. It's easy for me to be in a space with 55, 35, 155 men. Y'all could ask some of my closest friends. Some of them are watching tonight. Some of them are right here that can tell you. And with that being said, one of my really good friends, we're still really good friends, but it was just so crazy what happened. Because, of course, when you're in spaces where you're drinking, when you're smoking, when you're hanging out late night, things happen. People feel like, wait a minute, we doing something tonight. No, we not. So I had a really big house in Atlanta, which some of you know the story of my house on Westlake, right? My parents, yeah. Anyway, so I was pretty spoiled or whatever at a little time or whatnot in my life, and I got a big old house on Westlake Ave in the heart of the ATL downtown, and that was the party house. For those that are watching, they'll know that was the party house, and we all will hang out on the block and then come back to my house and different things like that. Well, my really good friend to this day thought that he was going to sleep with me, so he came to my home. Literally, guys, this is a funny story now. But he came to my home and he had like a duffel bag, and he was basically like, by the way, we getting it in tonight, and I'm moving in because I'm in love with you, and we're gonna have sex, basically. And I was like, bruh, man, from the fifth floor, no, we're not. Who gave you that misconception? Well, he's like, because we always spend so much time together, Naya, and because we like are so cool, and I'm in love with you, and you're so beautiful, and you got this big old house, and you don't have no man up in it. I'm like, because I'm working on my investment portfolios, and I'm working on being a multimillionaire, and I got this and I got that going on, and I can't be out here looking bummy and poor. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and this, that, and the third. Fast forward, I had to kindly tell my friend, which was a friend, that he had to get out of my house. Now, why is it entertaining for me or funny to me? Because we were able to have that moment in all honesty and in complete transparency and laugh about it later. When we were sober, because even in my state of drunkenness and smoking and partying and everything, I was like, it's not gonna work. It can't work, right? We're too close of friends, whatever, whatever. Now, on the flip side, some women misperceive or misconstrue their relationships with some of their friends and think because we're so close, then it's okay. We're gonna be friends after. We're gonna be cool. Girlfriend, no, you're not. No, you're not, especially if the thing is good. Now, let's be honest and transparent. And I'm going to read your message, James. Brother James got a lot to say tonight. Thank you. Yes, woman of God, spirituality is very important. Thank you, Dania. Talk about it. I keep doing this to my head because I had my sunglasses on my head moments ago and I took it off. So, real quick, if the penis is good, and women, I need you to listen to me tonight. I don't care what people got to say. My mother and father better cover their ears because they know I comes correct. This is Monday night, motivational night, and we got to talk the truth. Amen. And all of you should be adults on my platform. If you're not, guess what? Get off my platform. But also, a lot of these kids listen to a lot worse than what I'm talking about. If the penis is good, I'm talking about that man puts it down on you, flips you around, does some of the stuff that Usher be talking about, does some of the stuff that these rappers be talking about. I'm not no virgin, and y'all ain't no virgins either. And if you are, God bless your life. Keep it like that. Because when you do get that powerful good, listen to me. What you thought was a friendship becomes a non-friendship situation. And then guess what? You left high and dry with your emotions. And women, we are emotional beings. And I want women to take this. And a lot of times we don't understand. If you think that you could change a man or give him some of that good punani and make him do what you want him to do, the devil is a liar, because men don't operate the way we do. See, we as women, we're takers. Men give us a piece of them, their heart, their soul. I'm lying. They give them, they give us more. Jesus, let me shut up. Wait. Let me try to get this wording out right. I can't get the wording out right because I'm talking about something that's so dynamic in nature that I don't know how to say it the right way without sounding like a hoe. So, okay, let me say it like this. When you get that dangerously good dick, and I need y'all to catch me on this, because again, I'm saying this stuff, but the truth is the truth. The Lord made us with vaginas and penises, right? When you get that dangerously good dick and you think that you're friends with somebody and it could remain like that, sisters, you know what I'm talking about? When that dick is so good and then you be like, oh my God, where's he at? If there was never a commitment there, if he didn't put the ring on it before you got it, or during the course of you talking, if he didn't say nothing about let's go to the next level, babe, then guess what? You're gonna be stuck like Chuck, because at the end of the day, what we have to understand as females is that penis is very powerful, not just in size, not just in girth, not just in length. A lot of people think that they can handle it, but it's a psychological, emotional thing when you already are super connected to somebody. So I said all of that to say, as we see in the situation with Keke and Usher and Baby Daddy, because again, we don't even know his name. We know Leodis, that's the baby, but we don't even know Bruh Man's name because he's such a non-factor, but he is a factor in the sense that he gave Keke a baby. But again, we don't know what's going on in that house because it don't seem like Keke is obviously that happy. Another thing to recognize is once people have gone down that path of relationship talking, having sexual encounters, them not putting a real commitment behind whatever it is they're doing, sometimes it's very hard to go back and say, well, can we get married now? It could come either from the woman or the man, where either party is like, you know what, this has been fun, but I think it's a little bit much or it's not enough. So we're gonna bounce, or I'm gonna bounce with my baby, or whatever. We'll talk about whatever situation later. And this is what I'm thinking happened with Keke. I'm not Keke's sister, friend, nothing, nothing, nothing. But if you see Keke's behavior as of late, she has changed. Keke Palmer has changed, and I think it has something to do with something not working right in the relationship. Now, let me talk for the men. Let me read this comment from Brother James first, and then I'll get into what I think about men. I love men. I love Black men. I loves men, okay? But I'm not sleeping with all the men. Y'all can find out and talk about it right here on this page, because I'll be damned if y'all think I'm sleeping with all of you. No, I'm not. Not with the celebrities either. Not with the politicians that you all see me with and all of that stuff. No, sir. No, ma'am. Because guess what? Let them put something real good on your girl, Anaya. Hey, where you going, sir? Okay, hold on. Ready? As you mentioned, there's so much that we don't know. But I don't think that this is something that just started between them. Come on, Brother James, you are hitting every point right here. And he also says, I don't agree with airing out personal relationships information in public or on social media. Now, Brother James, you hit that to the T. And here's why I had to bring it up. It's the frustration for me, and it's the vulnerability for me. The reason I say it to that degree, one of my exes that I almost married, or I thought about marrying, just like my stuff. Oh my God, don't come on here talking crazy, sir. Just keep your comments to yourself, sir. You know who you are. Praise the Lord. Okay, so real quick, guys, the thing that Brother James said that's so interesting is the fact of airing all the dirty laundry. That's out of frustration, I think. Maybe the communication has gone out the window, right, in that relationship. And I want you all to keep commenting because I love what's going on. A lot of times in relationships too, that dick is good, that vagina is good, and then y'all just looking at each other because there's nothing left in common. So with my friend, essentially, what you guys caught before, who literally came to my house with a duffel bag and was like, we're going to be together forever. I love you. Look at your house. You got a big, beautiful house. I'm gonna be the man of the house. Nigga, no, you're not. Like, no. But again, we're still friends and we're able to talk about it because we have such an open relationship and dynamic. And it was funny to us because we were so close. That's what people have to understand. Sometimes that closeness can work in a great way if you have a lot in common. But if you don't and you're friends and the dick is good, right? What happens when you wake up in the morning? You're just staring at each other like, hey, okay, you're gonna get some coffee? Yeah, I think so. You're gonna roll up that, you know what? I think so. And then what? Be careful, in other words, friends, right? Be careful. And I want you all to keep commenting because, again, in 2023, it seems like these relationships are really different. Again, we have all these sexual orientations as well. But to be honest with you, and I've talked about this before, I don't think even publicly, right? What happens sometimes with all these different sexual orientations and the LGBTQRX 345, 69, 96. I heard a funny story real quick. I heard a funny ass joke, whereas somebody said it's too expensive to do 69 anymore. We got to do 96 or something like that. It was so stupid, but it was funny as hell because life just got so expensive. We can't even do 69. We got to do 96. Okay, whatever. That's a little off topic, whatever. So the bottom line is this. Be careful with your relationships and your emotions because once you encounter that good penis, that good vagina, whatever that is that you're desiring, if you don't have anything solid as a foundation to keep that relationship going, to keep the conversation going, to keep the activities outside of the bedroom going, you know what you're gonna have? You're gonna have depression, oppression, you're gonna have some thoughts of, listen, all right. So I'm done with that part, but I again had to talk about that, and then I'm going to go back and preface. A lot of people that are turning to the other styles, like, I'm not a him, I'm a her, and today I want to be classified as, Miss, and tomorrow I want to be classified as a school board, piece of chalk, because they have been hurt somewhere along the lines. They have experienced pain in such a degree that they no longer trust the opposite sex to satisfy them. And plus, they have a desire to possibly inflict pain on others the way they feel it. Now, it doesn't sound like that's why a lot of people will be out here gay, but I want you to ask certain people in your pathway, in your communities or whatever. I dare some of y'all, if you have to use a little liquid courage, I'm not telling you to be an alcoholic or whatever, but if you ever wonder about people's behavior and stuff like that, one of the best ways to get information is to make sure they're tipsy. Now, again, I'm not somebody that abuses alcohol or abuse people, but if you're already having a good time, and this is something that I've learned along the way, of course, it's been said, it's been proven, people become more open when they have had a little liquid courage, whether you need it, they need it, or whatever. And I'll give you this prime example, and then I'm going to veer off to another subject real quick. So because of who I am, because I've studied psychology, which you guys know, which I've studied abroad in London, England, which I literally was supposed to be like that psychologist, Black woman leading the world with all of my expertise and my information and all these things that I picked up and all the data. Let me do my little shoulders. I love my little shimmy tonight. What happened was I've always wanted to utilize everything I learned to, make a difference. But then I started noticing that, number one, psychology was kind of going out of the window. That's another day. I'll tell you about that. Psychiatry, the world of psychiatry came in. Everybody wants to be taking medications, or these doctors want to be pumping in the medications. And I literally have seen it happen in my face, where these doctors don't want you to talk. They don't want you to share your feelings. They don't want you to share your emotions or get the help that they need to, or we need, all of us need a little help sometimes to get out of our circumstances. They'd rather drug you up they'd rather drug you up, with a whole lot of pills, because that's an easier fix than the 17 sessions of counseling that you'll need. So let's go back. I always wondered about a friend of mine who says that they're gay, but they're still in the closet because of their background and their cultural situation. It's not accepted for them to be gay, but we all know that he's gay. And fast forward, I was like, something don't sit right with me. Like, you were not born like this. Stop playing that role of, I was born like this and I have this freedom to be who I want, Anaya, and I love men and blah, blah, blah. But every time I looked into his eyes, something said different. And I want y'all to chime in on this too, right? If you know what I'm talking about. So every time I looked into this man's eyes, I was like, bruh, something happened. Something happened to you. No, it didn't, Anaya. Why could I have been born gay? That's what everybody wants to do, is try to change my opinion about my sexuality. And I was like, okay, watch. So one day, unbeknownst to him, we were out, right? And we were somewhere, I'm not gonna say because I don't want them to know who I'm talking about, but they may know who they are because they will listen and know that I'm speaking about them. One day we're sitting there, right? And we're having some wine or what have you, and we're chilling, doing the adult thing or whatnot. And wouldn't you all know that I asked him literally, because this is like my best friend, why not? I said, what really happened to you? Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth about, have you ever been hurt or did anybody ever touch you? And because I didn't force it this time or anything of that nature, fam, and because we already had a couple of drinks and things of that nature, he was more okay to sharing his truth. And he told me what happened to him. And it was in that moment that I felt compassion instead of like, I told you so. I knew something happened to you, and that's why you went the other way. It was more like, I get it. I get it. And I understand. But I never pass judgment because hurt people theoretically hurt people, whether or not it's intentional, whether or not it's something that they seek out to do. And I'm not saying gay people hurt people, but one of the things that I think happens a lot of times is because they have the feelings of being with the same sex, it's not accepted. They don't know which way to go. They don't have an idea of what the future is going to be like with them because who are they going to talk to? Who are they going to turn to? What oftentimes occurs is they feel like outletting or just making others in their communities and things gay as well. And one of the things that happened with this particular person was his desire to constantly turn out certain men in his community. And this is the God honest truth. I don't make shit up like this. Oh, excuse me. I don't make up stuff like this. This is something that really occurred. And I watched it and I was kind of really sad because I was like, wow, somebody hurt you because you felt that pain, you wanted to inflict that pain on others, and you wanted to utilize your sexual prowess, in other words, to find out if men would be attracted to you, either emotionally, physically, mentally, or what have you, financially, because he did have a little coin. And then you wanted to test out your own theory and making them feel what you felt. So I brought that up because of what Brother James said, essentially about airing dirty laundry and putting information on social media, because at the end of the day, it all goes hand in hand. A lot of times people that are hurt will express their hurt in different ways. And of course, everybody has their own prerogative to do whatever it is that they want to do. But what is the outcome? Now we all know that there's a problem in Keke Palmer's home. Now we see that Keke Palmer is somebody that has a little flirtation, because before this, you never saw Keke Palmer's name in the media like that. You definitely never saw her acting out of character or doing anything bad. And I may say this, she didn't even do a damn thing wrong. She just got real sexy, went out, and Usher finally seen her because he was like, dang, that girl got booty now. And she fine. And we all know that Usher been married several times and he loves a hot little mama. So at the end of the day, my prayer is that they fix whatever's broken in that relationship, if it's fixable and mendable. For me, I feel like Brother Man may have a little thing going on mentally or even emotionally, maybe some mommy issues, maybe some violent issues. And apparently Keke and her man did stop following each other, but we're just going to pray that that ends up okay. Now, that's my little thing about relationships, sexuality, good penis. If people have bad penis, then it is what it is. Trust me, that's another whole story for another night. However, I will say this, whatever it is that you desire in your life, go out and get it, honey, because life is short. I'm not saying be reckless out there, but fam, if you want happiness and you know where happiness resides, go get your happiness. Do not let people destroy you or make you feel less than because there's something that you want to do out there and others are trying to force you to not live your best life. I'm a big proponent on living your best life, and I'll tell you why. People die every damn day. People drop dead. People get sick and they sit there in beds and they sit there in hospitals or they sit there in the morgue talking about something. I wish I would have, should have, and could have. Nah, you could, you should have. And guess what? You had some time, but you let everybody get in your ear. You let everybody stop you from doing what it is that you actually wanted to do because you had to prove a point. And now look at your life. Now look at that traveling that you wanted to do, gone. Now look at them kids you wanted to have, gone. Now look at all the fancy things that you had in your mind on your little checklist in your little book that you had desire to do, gone because you let people be toxic and tell you not to do it. Get the hell out of here. One thing for sure and two things for certain. When I take off again, which I will be taking off again because everything I do is virtual. Thank you, God, for that part of this insanity called the COVID. When I do take off again, it's to do more work, but in spaces where I am able to freely think and freely get more creative. Because at the end of the day, one thing that's not going to ever stop me is the fact that I have to go where my heart leads. And I pray that all of you do the same thing. You cannot sit up here in 20 and 30 years and say, dang, I should have done that. Nah, if it's not the right time, guess what? Figure it out. Write things down. I talk about faith all the time. Faith without works is dead. If you've never read the Bible, I'll explain it to you. You have something in mind. You want to do it. You desire it. You desire that person. You desire that job. You desire that career. And sometimes it's not the person per se that we're desiring. Sometimes it's actually their attributes. Sometimes it's their energy. Sometimes it's something that they're doing that's so damn powerful that guess what? It makes us realize that more than likely we're not happy where we are. So we have to keep on pushing and try different things and get back out there and definitely do what we have to do in order for us to be happy again. So if that works, right? When you see something in your mind, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to shut it down. When you see something in your mind, fam, don't just think that whatever it is that you're seeing in your mind's eye or in your thoughts or in your visions or in your spirit is nothing. Like some people don't believe in God. That's okay. Believe in something. Believe in the trees because the trees have energy. Believe in things that have energy and that give off energy because even if you don't believe in per se God, and I can't force you to believe in what I believe in, I want you to understand something. Believing in something is better than believing in nothing because once you believe in something, that means sometime down the long road or in the near future, you will believe in something greater and higher than you, right? And if you've been hurt, if you've been raped, if you've been molested, if you've, seen somebody get murdered in front of you, if you've almost drowned and you're wondering why God and all these different things, it's okay to be angry now, but get your asses back up and try again to believe in something because the first step of getting what you desire in life is your belief system. I said it. When you see something in your spiritual realm or in your eyes or in your spirit, or you feel something in your heart that's so powerful, that is God speaking and saying that my child, there's something else coming. So I try to share with people that listen to me or that are part of my platform or being around me or what have you. Let's do this. Write these things down and let's aim towards getting that goal. Now, if it seems unattainable, don't ever think that, first of all. Never say it's unattainable. Never say it's impossible to get that thing that you're desiring. You know why? Because that's your roadblock. When you put yourself in that position to say that, guess what, I can't get that because of one reason or the other, you're already a failure. You're already losing the first step. So write it down and work towards it. And I have another message from Danias who says, who knows how many times he's acting in this manner behind the scenes. That's what I was saying. Back to the faith thing, and then I'm going to answer this. That's exactly what faith is. taking that vision, taking that picture that you have in your mind or in your heart and writing it down and working towards it. Faith without works is dead. Look it up yourself. And then if you desire to do something today, go for it. Write it down and work towards it, because I bet you and I promise you, whatever it is that you desire, you will achieve it. And I have a whole little slogan for that, but I'm not going to get into that part. So I'm about to shut it down. Here's the thing. I just shared this, right, moments ago about his behavior, brother man's behavior, right? So one of the things that we know for sure is that this didn't start yesterday, or this didn't start with Usher's concert. Because let's go back a little bit. How was she even able to get dressed up and leave the house if they are still living together and be that cute and leave the house in that outfit? Did y'all see what Keke had on? This is the young lady that never wears scandalous anything. That girl basically had some sheer black, Victoria's Secret type mesh on that was see-through, with a bra or either like a bathing suit thing happening underneath. And when before I gained this weight from my medical condition, as well as, having a baby, I used to dress like that every day. I mean, dang, like, because my body was tight. Y'all know what? But either way, we're working to get back at that because, yeah, like, why not? And I mean, no disrespect, but if you got the body, yaddy, yaddy, and that's why I think God didn't allow me to have everything that I envisioned in life, because y'all know I would have been on somebody's stripper pole. And I'm not gonna hold you, because listen to me, I'm not lying to you when I say God knew what he was doing in a lot of instances with your girl Anaya A. And let's be honest, a lot of you would be on the stripper pole too. Y'all watch P-Valley, don't play with me. Uncle Curtis or whatever his name is, Uncle somebody, don't play with me. Because at the end of the day, we know that literally some of us will be on those stripper poles. Look, James said, fire, yes. Who don't want to make all that bag? Let me tell you something, okay? Listen, y'all don't even know. And I like to share stuff publicly. You know why I do what I do and share things publicly? Not because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm the best person to go to when it comes to this life that I've led or whatever. But if I don't share it publicly, when you guys find out, you're gonna be like, oh, Naya's a fraud. She never let me know that she was in stripper like communities hanging out and stuff. I was never a stripper, definitely never a stripper, because my parents taught me, better than that or whatever. Not saying that stripping is wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. But being in places, having, let me just share this, having lunch meetings at strip joints is one of the most interesting things I've ever done in my life. That's all I have to say from that. And these are legitimate meetings with rappers, with friends, with attorneys. And where do people want to go and have a meeting? At the buffet at y'all know where in downtown Atlanta. Don't play with me. Okay. So, and we were regulars, like, because we were down there all the time. Now, some of you Christians and you pastors are going to talk crap and be like, let us pray. Yes, pray. But know that I got out of that lifestyle. And a lot of you pastors and a lot of you praying people be right there in the strip clubs too. So that's another story for another day. But yes. All right, guys. So I think we covered a whole lot this evening. I'm just so blessed. Let me just say this. I'm just so blessed that I'm living in my truth. I have been going through so many battles lately. And one thing for certain and two things for sure, that once you live in your truth, right? Once you decide to say that enough is enough and get back to God. I know I just talked about strippers. I know I've talked about a lot of stuff tonight. But here's the funny part, y'all. God already knew that about me. God already knew Anaya was going to be in somebody's strip club having wings on a Wednesday afternoon for brunch at the most famous strip club in the world in downtown Atlanta. Y'all know, but I don't want to put the name out there and then get striked and all of that, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? But God already knew that because God created me in his image, just like he created all of you. Everything that we've done, he already knew we were going to do. Everything that we're about to do, he already knows. He says he knows every hair on our heads. Now, I'm still trying to find out whether that means every wig hair, every piece of hair that I just added to, make this cute style, or does that mean my natural hair? Because I got a lot of that too, but I rest my case. God knows everything about us. And if he knows everything about us and he's already forgiven us because he sent his only and begotten son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for each of us, that's what he said in the good book. And I bet you that he already knew that we was going to have this conversation tonight. So for all you holier than thou people that's trying to flex and be like, oh, I ain't messing with Anaya. She used to be in the strip clubs. You know, she used to eat wings in the strip clubs with, you know, with these bad people. Don't mess with me then, because guess what? Y'all don't know that in spite of being in certain situations and in certain places, I still walked out of everything I've been through with my head held high, and I still am the person that God created me to be in the end. So that's a message to some of you people that's out here being toxic, that's out here being hateful, that's out here being negative, and that's surely out here trying to pass judgment on a person that you don't even know nothing about. Stop passing judgment on people and start loving our people for who they are and who they're about to be. Because I bet you all them people that would pass judgment on me when I was in my lowest of lows, you know what? First of all, God exposed them. But secondly, the enemies that I saw then, I surely don't see now, because they have never been friends. People that pass judgment, people that try to sabotage you, people that try to hurt you, people that are not very honest, people that are deceitful, people that are always talking about other people in front of you, they're gonna be talking about people about you too. They're gonna talk about you, you know, with some other people. Trust and believe that. But just know that these are the people that you need to know that don't need to go nowhere with you in life, because they counted you out when you were going through something. Baby, I see Miss Janelle on here tonight. Hello, Miss Janelle. I see you, love. I see you, Janelle Easy. And that's one person I highly respect. And I will be interviewing Janelle on my show very soon. I have a lineup of interviews, guys, but I had to share my message tonight, not just about Keke Palmer, will help you guys understand the psychology behind some of these relationships and to actually look at some of the things that we're seeing in social media and think twice. When you see something happening, think twice about why these things are possibly happening, but also don't just be quick to pass judgment on a young woman who's literally trying to have fun, who's living her best life. Keke has been a child actress and an adult actress all her life. And more than likely, she's oppressed, depressed, and going through some real stuff in that house. I feel it in my spirit, y'all, and that's what I gotta say about that. But with that being said, I will be doing interviews very soon. I've stepped out in faith, guys, and I'm so happy that I have stepped out in faith. I was in a very toxic situation. I always, oh man, I don't even want to talk about it. It might bring tears to my eyes again. I was crying earlier, y'all. I was crying. I promise you I was crying. But guess what? That was a release. So I want you all to know that I was in a very toxic situation and God released me from it. And the work that I'm about to do is so much better because I'm not going to be around certain energies, certain people, and lying bastards. Boy, I got a confirmation about people lying straight in my face today. I got a confirmation that was so hurtful, fam. Y'all don't even know. And let me just say, okay, I've been supposed to be closed down, but I want to say this to anybody that's hurting right now. My prayer really is for you to know your worth. Hey, Tyrone Lowe, that's my brother right there. Tyrone, where's our interview? Please post it up, brother. And we got to follow up. We always miss each other. If anybody has been feeling hurt as of late, or you feel like people are coming against you and you feel like nothing you're doing right now is like right, or like you feel like you don't know which way to go. I mean, really and truly, fam, I was feeling like that for months. And then to imagine that I had people in my face every day. Now, these are separate situations, mind you. So it's not just one situation, because some people may read into this and think, oh my God, you're still harping on that BS. Nah, some stuff that happened months ago is staying where it's at months ago. But I'm talking about something recent. And I'll say it like this. Like, to find out that people you trust the most be lying in your face, that's one of the most hurtful feelings. And if you all have been through it, send a like and an amen. But I want to encourage you tonight and say this: they are the problem. And God releases his children from people that don't need to be in their lives. So when people lie to you or lie to us, when people feel it necessary to be fraudulent, right? And like to act like they give a damn about you, and then you find out otherwise, cry for a minute, cry for a minute. That's all I gotta say. And keep that thing going. Because at the end of the day, we still got work to do. So for those that were lying in my face and pretending to give a damn about me, having me do certain things or having me sit with you and pretend like you care. And you're a woman, you're a woman, you're a woman, you're a woman. And I found out some stuff today, just to let you know, just today I found out some very critical information. If you think for a second, I don't know what you are about, bruh. But that's why God said to me today to walk out and to not look back. Because oftentimes we walk out and we play that little game. I'm gonna walk out, but I'll be back. Mm-mm. Sometimes you gotta walk out and never look back so you don't turn into that pillar of salt. Because once you look back, baby, ain't nothing gonna happen right again, especially when you heard from God. With that being said, fam, I'm glad we got to spend this little bit of time here. Thank you, Brother James. Thank you, Tyrone Lowe. Thank you, Dania. Of course, let's follow up, fam. We got work to do, and let's continue to stay positive. Let's continue to work together. And the biggest message of tonight is sharing love. It's that Brooklyn way, right? Make sure you share love with your friends out here. Smile at strangers, because it is said psychologically, it's written, if you smile at somebody walking down the street, and we in New York, we stay walking. If you smile at somebody that's walking down the street, did you know? This is where I want to end it for real, for real. Did you know that you could save their life? A lot of times people are hurting so bad on the inside and they feel like they're all alone. They feel like they have nobody to turn to. They feel like the end of the world. They feel like the pain that they have been bearing. Look at that. Blessings to the prophet Audrey Hartman tonight. I love that lady. They feel like that the world is coming to an end because oftentimes they're about to take their own last breath. So I'm closing out, as I said, with this thought. Smile. If you have joy in your life, even if you have to fake it, walk down that street and just smile, because you can save somebody's life. And that's good karma. If you save somebody's life, don't you think God's gonna save you from some stuff? A lot of times y'all want to do something and get something in return. But sometimes you just gotta have enough faith to do something because you know the right thing to do. And that's where it's gonna shut down for tonight. So if you don't take nothing else from what I had to say on tonight, just remember, love is the damn key. All right, y'all, I gotta go. Bye.